Who in the current squad at United, the strikers, so it's really Greenwood, Martial or Cavani, do you think complements Cristiano the most? We saw the link-up play of Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes in the game against Leeds, for example, was sensational. The way Greenwood can drop and then you can run into the space in behind him. I guess that could work. Cavani, you would think, is so unselfish that would work with any other strikers up front with him, including Cristiano. And Martial, just to finish, played in a front two with France on Tuesday night with Benzema and did really well just because his movement is good. Okay, he can always do better, but the movement is good. He's quite an intelligent guy. He knows where to be. His awareness, I think, tactically is pretty good. So Martial could be there and could, I think, help Cristiano as well. Who do you think of those three would be the best?
But what I was saying was I would play with the front three. I think if you played with a front three, there would be that rotation. When Ronaldo wanted to drift out to the left, then the player who's playing on the left-hand side, maybe Rashford in times to come when he's fully fit, it could be Greenwood, then they fill into the centre-forward position.
Okay.
And Chelsea did it brilliantly under Antonio Conte, because Antonio Conte always wanted to play with a front two, but he realised with Diego Costa up front, and he had Hazard on one side, he had Pedro on the other, and they almost became a front three that linked up with each other and made the right sort of runs. When Diego Costa went longer, Hazard came in field and tried to combine with him. So I think that's what I would do. And I would say Greenwood and Sancho would be the ideal combination with Ronaldo to start with.
Okay, do you think if we follow your tactics and he plays a bit more on the left with a centre forward, who do you think would be the best complement of him?
I think, and considering the age of the two, I don't think it's feasible long term. I think Cavani, because Cavani, as you say, is unselfish, he's experienced, he holds the ball up, he moves it around well. I mean, this is a bit of a throwback now, and this is probably going back longer than we should do for our audience, but in many ways it reminds me of the Mark Hughes-Cantona thing. I think Cavani and Ronaldo could be a similar kind of impact, because Hughes and Cavani have very similar games.
Yeah.
They'll play with the back to God, they can hold the ball up, they're unselfish, they'll bring players in, they'll allow a more talented teammate, shall we say, roam around a little bit. But I don't think Solskjaer and United can plan with a Cavani-Ronaldo front partnership, because it's just, the age means that it won't be a long-term
and the other thing, you've just spent a lot of money on Sancho to play out wide. So if you play with a front two and a diamond in midfield, Sancho doesn't get a look in. So they're the problems you've got. Solskjaer's got to find a solution.
Definitely.
He's now got almost too many players in those front areas to pick.
Yeah. Because you don't want Ronaldo. I mean, Greenwood had started the season so well. I mean, he's been United's best player, really. That Cristiano arriving, what does that mean for Mason Greenwood?
Well, I mean, long term, I don't think it has as much of an impact. I just think what it means for Greenwood is that he becomes maybe an impact sub for a while. At the moment, obviously Rashford isn't fit, Sancho isn't playing particularly well, so I think Greenwood will probably get in. Martial, I mean, his future's obviously watching that. I think he's very much number 6. But I think Greenwood will be okay for now. But I think when they're all fit, Solskjaer's going to have a big problem. I think you can have too many options, and if you have too many options at times, you get confused. And I've seen this a lot with Solskjaer. He tends to favour players, and you knew that Dan James was always going to be taken off, that Juan Mata was always going to be taken off in certain games. I think he's going to get to the point where he'll have favourites up front, and it will upset some of the players around that don't get the opportunities. So I think right now he's okay because of the situation he has, but give it a month or two, and I think you're going to have a few problems with 4 or 5, 6 players wanting to play.
But on the other hand, the impact that Cristiano can have on this squad, and especially the younger players, and we saw it a bit with Cavani when he arrived last summer. And
there's two effects. Ronaldo, if he scores goals and plays well and everybody loves him and the crowd are loving him and Solskjaer's loving him, will have a great impact on the rest of the team and the rest of the players. If he comes and plays every week, doesn't run around, doesn't score goals, then other players will start looking at him and saying, well, we're doing all the hard work, we're not getting in the team, and you keep playing him every week, who's not doing anything for us. Yeah. That's the problem Solskjaer's going to have, because he is 36 and he won't play at his best every week, and he's not going to run around chasing after things. He's not going to try and run in behind. He's not going to get on the ball and run past people with it. So they're the problems that Solskjaer's got to solve.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.